The Nick Xenophon Team Senator, Skye KakoschkeMoore, will resign from the Senate because she has dual British citizenship by descent through her mother. At a press conference in Adelaide on Wednesday, KakoschkeMoore announced she had received advice from the UK Home Office on Friday, confirmed by a specialist barrister, that she had received British citizenship from her mother, who was born in Singapore in 1957. KakoschkeMoore had always believed she was not British because her father had received advice from the British Embassy in Oman she was not eligible for citizenship when she was 12. She said she was heartbroken to discover she was British, which she described as extremely surprising, because she had no reason to believe I was a British citizen until that point. KakoschkeMoore explained that her mother was born in Singapore, a former British colony, which gave her citizenship of the United Kingdom and colonies, and became a British citizen in 1983 when the British Nationality Act came into effect. KakoschkeMoore, born in Darwin in 1985, then gained that citizenship by descent. KakoschkeMoore said she would request the matter be referred to the High Court to determine how the vacancy would be filled, adding she would continue to run for the NXT and, at this stage, her ambition was to come back to the Senate. A recount of the 2016 Senate election would likely elect the NXT candidate Tim Storer, who unsuccessfully attempted to replace Xenophon in the Senate by challenging the party's chosen successor. Xenophon said he and his colleagues were devastated by the loss of KakoschkeMoore from the Senate, but predicted it was not the end of her political career. Xenophon said the party had preliminary legal advice the position may not be filled by a recount, claiming the situation was uncharted legal territory because of the High Court's recent decision involving Holly Hughes. Quick guide: Section 44I of Australia's constitution bars citizens of a foreign power from serving in Parliament, including dual citizens, or those entitled to dual citizenship. But the provision was very rarely raised until July 2017, when the Greens Senator Scott Ludlam suddenly announced he was quitting Parliament after discovering he had New Zealand citizenship. That sparked a succession of cases, beginning with Ludlam's colleague Larissa Waters, as MPs and senators realized their birthplace or the sometimes obscure implications of their parents' citizenship could put them in breach. Unlike Ludlam and Waters, most of those whose dual citizenship was called into question did not immediately quit. Thank you for your feedback. Xenophon clarified that he was not suggesting that Storer had an office of profit under the Crown, as in the case of Hughes, but rather there was an issue about him not being a member of the party, for some of the time since the 2016 election. Section 441 of the Constitution prohibits citizens or subjects of a foreign power from sitting in Parliament. KakoschkeMoore is the third Nick Xenophon Team member to be caught up in the citizenship crisis. Xenophon was referred to the High Court but cleared of having a Section 441 disqualification, and MP Rebecca Sharkey may be referred to the court because the renunciation of her British citizenship was not effective until after the nomination date for the 2016 election. KakoschkeMoore joins Barnaby Joyce, Fiona Nash, Malcolm Roberts, Larissa Waters, Scott Ludlam, Stephen Perry, John Alexander and Jackie Lambie as the ninth parliamentarian to be disqualified for foreign citizenship. Asked what the citizenship issues demonstrated about NXT's processes, Xenophon said voters would see that Section 44 had a much broader scope than anyone could have anticipated, and many parties including cabinet ministers had been caught out. Xenophon acknowledged Sharkey may be referred to the High Court but said she was in a very strong position because she had taken reasonable steps to renounce her British citizenship on the 19th of April 2016. The revelation comes ahead of a new requirement for MPs and senators to disclose their foreign citizenship and steps taken to renounce it, agreed between the Coalition and Labour. Senators will have to make disclosures by the 1st of December while MPs will have until the 5th of December, because the Turnbull government cancelled a week of lower house sittings.